Just wanted to do a little bit longer form on the poem, Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about when we might have won if we stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another go. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when they might have captured the winner's cup, and learned too late when the night slipped down how close they were to a golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver lining on the clouds of doubt. And you can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stay with the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you mustn't quit. We know the Father above looks down. He sees our struggles and holds the crown. He knows the way, though it's rough and drear. He will give strength, so we need not fear. He offers to you the refreshing cup of the water of life. Then in faith look up. Continue on till the crown is won, and he will give and say, well done. There's a copy of this poem and a letter from a Canadian newspaper that says, don't quit. Who is the author? So who is the actual author? There were 3 different authors. John Greenleaf Whitaker, in the very early 1800s, was first credited with the poem Don't Quit. And then another poet, gentleman with the last name Edgar, was credited with it. And then in 1948, a author by the name of Alice Zimmerman was credited with the poem Don't Quit. And she added the last refrain that talked about the Father's work and winning the crown. And so I went to the Library of Congress webpage, just trying to get a handle on who the actual author would be. I would say it would be Whitaker, because the 1808 poem is the earliest that's been written down. And in the early 1800s, very early 1800s, just after the years after the Revolutionary War in America, copying other people's work, what would be considered plagiarism today wasn't necessarily viewed as plagiarism in the early 1800s. You know, poems were written down and passed from person to person. They were placed in very early newspapers and books, or they might be included in a hymnal or a Bible. And for people to read these works or quote these works it was considered a form of almost a form of I don't know, I don't think flattery is the correct word, but it was like, oh, this person quoted my poem. It wasn't viewed as plagiaristic as it would definitely be today. So a little bit different attitude. You know, you're talking about almost 200 years ago, so just a different take on things, different view on things. So the poem "Don't Quit" ends up with 3 different authors. So definitely Whitaker as the first author, and then Zimmerman, Alice Zimmerman, adding an extra refrain. So I don't who the original author is and who would you attribute it to. I would say Whitaker. You can let me know in the comments. You can also let me know if you want to hear more different poems. We're exactly halfway through April, and April is Poetry Month in the United States. Definitely want to read some more Longfellow, and definitely some more Whitaker. John Greenleaf Whitaker wrote some amazing poems. And if you have some poems by women, we've got Maggie Watson. She's got a wonderful channel if you want to check her channel out, and has got a whole anthology of poems supporting women who have survived domestic abuse. Please check Maggie Watson's channel out. And if you have other poems that you want to hear, please share this out, subscribe, and make some suggestions in the comments. I'd be glad to read those poems out. Just keep in mind that it is 2025, and I have to read things that are in the public domain. They have to be at least 70 years old. So you can make suggestions. If I can't read that exact poem, maybe we can find something similar that can be read. So with that, everyone have a good night, and I will see you live on Wednesday with the last chapter of Philippians. Good night, everybody.